Star Wars plays a very, really special spot or has a really special spot in my heart, guys. It's an absolutely incredible franchise as a whole. When we talk obviously from the movies, guys, the movie series, absolutely incredible. Overall, sure, it's had its peaks and valleys, just like any movie series out there, but just iconic through and through. We move over to obviously the books, to the series that are out there on Netflix and on or on Disney Plus at this point. And then you look at even the video games. And the video games certainly have had some issues. I definitely think with Star Wars Battlefront 2 was the latest of issues that we've had. I want to talk though in this segment of the show, guys, about Star Wars Battlefront 3. Is this a title that we'll ever see in the future? Obviously on the heels of Star Wars Eclipse, which is going to be coming out, which I'm incredibly excited about, one of my most anticipated games of the future. Star Wars Battlefront 3 is one that is leaving us with questions as to, is it something that needs to happen? Do we want EA to be a part of this series anymore? So on and so forth. I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's get into it. Coming to us from Eddie Makic of GameSpot. According to a noted insider, EA has rejected DICE's pitch for a third Star Wars Battlefront game, and a decision that reportedly came down to licensing costs. Tom Henderson spoke with the former developer who said Battlefront 3 was rejected because under the terms of EA's current licensing deal with Disney, a potential third Battlefront game would need to sell 20% more copies to generate the same amount of revenue. EA has always paid Disney a license fee for its Star Wars games, but the terms of this agreement have never been disclosed. And so right off the bat, guys, I really feel that Disney wanted to make it, obviously with having the licensing deal with EA, they wanted to almost, because of the backlash and things of that nature that EA got from, of course, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Disney probably wanted to end this deal once and for all, maybe moving forward for the foreseeable future with EA based on the backlash from Battlefront 2. And the way they did this was by saying that they would have to sell 20% more copies. And that's something that obviously EA, from a business perspective, it just doesn't make much sense for them to go through with this. So Disney was able to kind of almost seemingly cut ties with EA at this point. While DICE might not be developing a new Battlefront, EA has pledged to make more Star Wars games. Henderson said that there are currently at least 2 story-driven single-player Star Wars games in the works at EA. One of these might be a sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now, Battlefront, guys, obviously, in my opinion, was Battlefront 2 really was just a step in the wrong direction in a number of ways. But Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order was certainly a step in the right direction, in my opinion. And I feel like it was probably my favorite Star Wars game that they've made to date. And it just takes me back to some of those older Star Wars titles. Star Wars The Force Unleashed was unbelievable, in my opinion. Those were my favorite. But Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order I thought was fantastic. It was a great step in the right direction. That being said, though, I mean, obviously the pressure now is on EA because the question now is Disney going to, do that? You got to sell 20% more copies now moving forward with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2. And moving forward, that's going to be the real question mark here moving forward, because they're saying they have at least 2 story-driven games, and what that tells me is that they're not really working on multiplayer, modes and things of that nature, which is somewhat unfortunate, but at the same time, they really botched Star Wars Battlefront 2, and so making story-driven single-player Star Wars titles might be the way to go, at least for EA. So, as for what DICE is making next, in addition to ongoing support for Battlefield 2042, the Swedish studio is currently at the conceptual stage for its next project, according to Henderson. We don't know what the game is, however, EA has not made any official announcements, but CEO Andrew Wilson recently said the Battlefield series might follow Call of Duty Warzone and Halo Infinite multiplayer and release a free-to-play offering, which would make complete sense, obviously, guys. But with that being said, I really do think that Disney is kind of slowly but surely trying to cut ties with EA and no longer work with them after the backlash of some of these Star Wars titles. And look, guys, EA, a very controversial company in the gaming industry, from beloved titles out there to titles that people are starting to really get starting to have more and more backlash around. Titles like Star Wars, obviously that's a massive fan base, and obviously if these fans feel like they're being slighted in the slightest, obviously we're going to say something about it, and Disney does not like that. We also look at other titles out there like the Madden series, how it's almost like a copy and paste every single year, and they don't really change much, and it's obviously it's just a cash cow for EA, and they don't really focus too much on that title, and even some of their other sports games. And so it's a sad situation to a degree with EA, but I do think that Disney is slowly but surely cutting ties. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about this in the comment section down below. Do you think we'll ever get a Battlefront 3, or do you think they're going to move on and start continuing to create more story-driven titles in the Star Wars universe? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and for more Star Wars content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.